Good afternoon and thanks for joining us in this edition of 360 Degrees as Cameroonians continue to await the result of the October 12 presidential election due to be proclaimed on Monday, the 27th of October 2025 by the Constitutional Council. The council that equally flushed out the 10 petitions that were on their table this week, post-electoral petitions. And as the country awaits the proclamation of the results, what are the issues at stake? That is our focus on today's edition of 360 Degrees. Stay with us. You're welcome back wherever you are watching us. Thanks for joining us to communion with us for this 1 hour. Whether you are watching us from the far north, the northwest, the southwest, littoral, any region of the country, we want to thank you for sticking to the program. And as we shall begin our discussions here in the studio, you will have the opportunity to contribute to our talking points wherever you are, simply by sending us an SMS or a WhatsApp message on or through the number you have on your screen. But for the meantime, we have to welcome those who are here in the studio to discuss this very sensitive and important issue today. I will begin in no particular order from my far right, where I have ERNEST AKOUFOU. ERNEST AKOUFOU is one of those who served as observers in the just ended election, and he doubles as a political analyst. ERNEST AKOUFOU, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hyncenth. Good afternoon to the millions of televiewers of Canal 2 International out there. It has always been a pleasure for me being here, and more especially today, about this very, very topical issue. Say good afternoon to my co-panelists.
Thank you so much. Move to my far left, where I have Barrister AMUNGWA NICODEMUS. He is a lawyer with the Cameroon Bar, and he doubles as a human rights activist or human rights lawyer. Barrister, you're welcome.
Thank you very much for involving me in this very, very engaging issue. We are almost there, and hearts are beating, and parties are tearing their hairs, and in few hours to come, we'll be determining who becomes the next president of this country. I use this opportunity to greet Abubakar Osman May. I don't know where he is. He's my client. He's been incommunicado since he was whisked off from Garoua, where he attended to the call of the commissioner of the special branch, and he gave his statement, but he was stolen out of prison and brought to Yaoundé. I equally want to say courage to one of my clients also that I had opportunity to meet him yesterday, Mr. Nango Jobs. He's a police officer who congratulated Issa Churuma. I say courage to them, and we are waiting. And at the end of the day, we believe that we are in a state of law. Let the judiciary system of this country be more engaging than ever before, because this team requires the intervention of the judiciary in this country. And it's a testimony for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. By you, I have Mr. LEONEL KUNGABA. He is one of the NEC members of the Social Democratic Front, the party that was very active in the just ended election, though things didn't go the way they had planned maybe for it to be. LEONEL, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Good afternoon, Hyncenth. Good afternoon to my co-panelists. Good afternoon to all our million of viewers all over the world. It's always a pleasure to be on the panel of 360 Degrees, and I hope today, as we are going towards the proclamations of the results of the polls that we had on the 12th of October, we'll be able to enlighten Cameroonians on some of the things that happened before, during, and after the polls.
Thank you so much. And the fourth panelist we have on set today is Professor ELVIS NGOLLE, who is a political scientist, and he doubles like the coordinator of the CPDM Academy. Prof, you are welcome.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be on this prestigious platform with these very distinguished and eminent co-panelists. I think this is a moment for us who are members of our dear republic to exchange with the wide public and especially given the issues at stake, which are very, very high. And I hope that through our exchange here, we'll make a difference and we'll make the republic richer and much more promising than than it is.
At this point, is the pressure rising or reducing, Prof?
I think naturally in every election cycle, when you're getting to the finish line, the pressure rises. It's almost the psychology of all competitions. When you're in a competition and before you reach the last point, there's always the pressure rises. Everybody is anxious. Everybody wants to hear and know what the results be, and it's very normal. And what's important is that we don't lose sight of what is at stake, that we don't lose sight of what is at stake.
Yeah.
And once we don't lose sight of what is at stake, it's normal and is that natural for the temperature to rise because human beings being what they are, we are all animals. The tendency is that anxiety sets in and you keep wondering if someone did not do something funny, or you keep wondering, you know, I mean, it's normal. I think that we should only remain Republican, we should remain rational, and we should be focused on what is at stake, what the stakes are. And the stakes are more than just who wins. The stakes are just more than just whether one wins or not. The stake is much higher than that. And once we understand, we focus on that, I think we'll be fine. Because after all, as I say, it's not the first time we're having an election cycle. In 65 years, we've had several election cycles. And we're still around. We're doing good. We should celebrate each other that we're doing good. 65 years, we have been making the effort. And we continue to make, and we'll continue to make the effort to be a more perfect society, to use the American terminology.
Okay. After the jingle, we shall come back to continue with the discussions. You're welcome back. ERNEST AKOUFOU, you were an observer, or let me say you are, because the electoral process is not over. What picture do you hold of the process this far?
Thank you, Hyncenth. I like when you pose that certain question and you talk it being a process, because elections, like democracy, is a process. And until the final process, which is the declaration of the result and the installation of the new president in case of presidential election and the vote taking, that's where the process ends. Then you have some time for the new process to start all over. The picture, well, I think I'll have to give you a global picture and not a micro picture. Of
course.
From my perception, because I observed elections in Yaoundé, about 20 polling stations. On that day, I went around, and I happened to be at a prestigious polling station. Yes, permit me call it that way, because all of them are polling stations, but that one, it was prestigious because the President of the Republic cast his vote there.
Okay.
And I was fortunate to be present. The picture, organization of elections, I want to say, if you want me to quantify and maybe give a mark on 10 to Elecam, I want to say they had a 5 on 10.
Okay. Average?
Yes.
Okay.
Average. Well, I wouldn't want to go to enumerate the lapses, which are but many, but a few lapses at the level of organization of some polling stations. They were not well organized. They were so tattered. So much so that you begin to ask yourself, how could people set up such? Because in every polling station, there was an Elecam representative. So he or she had instruction as to how to set up the polling station. But it's rather unfortunate when you entered some, they were not organized. As per other things which maybe are some lapses of a LECAM. Some persons had voters' cards, but their names were not on the list. And they had gone to the divisional offices and they were told that on that day their names would be found on the list. But it's rather unfortunate, their names were not found.
So they did not vote?
No, like an observer, although I don't have an opinion to give there. I made my proposal, and thank God the officials in the police station, they understood. I told them, you take his identity, you do a photocopy of the voter's card, you annex his name on the sheet, and then you write a small note that this is his polling station, this is what the voter's card, this is the person, and then you annex to it, he votes. I don't know whether they succumb to it or not. That's what I could give. It was just a proposal? Yes, like a proposal, because observers don't give instructions.
Okay.
Yes, it should be noted. Okay. Observers don't give instructions. So, from that, what I noticed which made me too perplexed was the fact that there were no representatives of political parties in the majority of polling stations. Okay. Yes. I began to ask myself, but how can you go in for election and then you don't send representatives if in town we don't have them, what then becomes of the suburbs? So it irked me, but since I was an observer, I just had to observe. Okay. And then too, I noticed at one point, well, whether for likeness, for political, for a candidate or what, some people, I don't know how they got many ballots of a single candidate. They were putting ballots of a single candidate in an envelope during the process. I just observed the police, and they said, no, we'll consider. Just note it, because I didn't note it. So it will remain now to the law to see whether that is valid, that the ballot papers identical of a candidate are found in an envelope. How the person get into the position of one, but three occasions. Three. Okay. So when they noticed, the other people say no, it is an annulled vote. The president of the police station said no, they will consider one. I just observed. Okay. Because of the jury process, the law is there that jury counting, people are authorized to witness the counting of ballot papers and to know who has got what or what. In about 10 polling stations, people were locked out of the polling station, and they could only peep through the window. This is too grievous. Okay. Yes. So in jail, those are some of the things I noticed. But if you want to tell me what is my assessment of the process altogether, I would say till now, I say it's a 6 on 10. Okay. Yes. I proclaimed before I could complete and give what percentage I could give.
Okay.
Or reduce.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Barrister. With you, we'll dive straight to the constitutional...
I've got an observation to make.
Yes, let me ask my question. You can begin with your observation. Yes, the Constitutional Council this week flushed out all the petitions that were tabled. Were you surprised?
Well, I don't want to get into it because the question is directed to me as a challenge. And the way that the Constitutional Council operates is as if the lawyers are not doing their job in the country. And it's a smack of kind of telling the world that the lawyers cannot bill of a file, they cannot do anything, or everything is left at their level, at their cases, they can throw them out. But whereas they themselves don't get into the real investigation of some of the allegations, especially that are turning around fraud. Okay. And they, as the organ that are supposed to ensure the sincerity of the elections, because the law actually gives them the right to proclaim, to adopt and proclaim the election.
Yeah.
And what are you adopting? When you hear the air in Cameroon today is thick, when you hear the counter accusations left and right, candidates are tearing like I began, it is not good. It's not good that we throw out procedures on frivolous excuses. Form has done this. But I don't blame myself because, you know, I've always said it time and again. You know, the French system, I deny it. The substantive element of the law is undermined at the profit of what you call form. Somebody cuts somebody's head and is holding in his hands, and the public is saying him and he's supposed to be prosecuted. Let me just use that scenario. But because Barrister AMUNGWA was supposed to use the back door and enter here, and he didn't go through the back door, it is not a problem.
The case.
This is where we find it an aberration in law.
Okay.
So, but like the observation I said,
yes,
because ERNEST brought up something that we must punch it out of this debate.
Very important.
He talked about the presence of representatives of parties at polling stations. And this has been the point where some political parties are hanging on it with some presumption or with some intention to portray that being present in all polling stations, it makes them, or it gives them the right, maybe, to win election. I deny sections 56 of the electoral code that I have, and I brought it. With your permission, I'm going to read that. It does not take you 5 minutes.
Of course.
No, 1 minute.
We want to clarify the public.
Where one or more representatives of candidates, lists of candidates, or political parties are absent at the opening of the poll, the chairperson of the local polling commission must, by decision recorded in the report, fill up such vacancies in the commission by appointing electors whose names feature in the electoral register of the polling station and who can read and write English or French.
I would like to underline the word must.
I say it is compelling. It's unambiguous. That is it. It does not give anybody that plenitude to claim that we were throughout the country, nobody was there. And the legislator, in his good intention, was testing the sincerity of Cameroonians, the sincerities of voters, the sincerity of candidates. Can we do something without thinking that we can fraud? Do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe in our system? Can people actually say because somebody was absent at the polling station, you had the right to stuff? And if the chairperson did not do this duty, then there should be a problem. Okay. So I came on it because I know that that is one of the issues that is at stake today. Okay. So we need, first of all, to clear the minds of Cameroonians and to tell them that the law does not say that being present or representative of party being present throughout the 30-something polling stations, 30,000, it doesn't imply that you must win the elections.
Okay. Lionel, going by that section of the electoral code, does it mean that if a return sheet, if all the return sheets that were forwarded to the Constitutional Council, if a return sheet doesn't have those representatives filled or I don't know, put in place by the president of the Electoral Commission, would the sheet be null and void?
Good. Apart from the sections that were read by Barrister here, I think there's another section that says that when there is any problem with the sheet that is valid is that of ELECAM. And that's why you see every day we are fighting for this electoral code to be reviewed. Reviewed, why? Because there are a lot of lapses that has been realized as we go during the past elections. We have realized that there are a lot of lapses, and some of these lapses, that's one. I want to come back to the issues of representative in police station. You know, the Social Democratic Front is the only political party that deposited the list of 31,600 with cameras.
Yes, I was there.
You were there. What happened is that it was the first time for a political party to do that in Cameroon. And ELECAM decided to send away all our representatives from polling stations by the reason that we did not drop the list at the communal level. Whereas presidential election is one constituency. And when you drop at the head office of ELECAM, you have done it.
You have to disseminate.
ELECAM has to disseminate it. When we drop and we have the discharge, I will tell you that I was the supervisor in the center region. I had to put people in the polling station till 3, 4 o'clock. I was still putting people in polling stations. The fact that many polling stations chairpersons did not replace polling agents that were absent, it's not because they did not want. Some of them don't even know that that's what they had to do.
Okay.
I'm telling you, because I had to school some of them when I arrived at the polling stations. And I was like, how can you be here and you are not aware and you don't even know that before you start here, you must replace all those who deposited the list of their polling agents at ELECAM. Why do you start without a representative of my political party? I'm talking on behalf of my political party. When he talked, I will remove the electoral code and show him this is the section that says, and that's how I had to replace some of them. I said, if you imagine, election starts at 8, till 4 o'clock, you are still replacing, you are still putting, trying to put people in just imagine a division or a subdivision where you don't have someone that can do what I was doing here. I could not be in all the 58 divisions or the 360 subdivisions. We realized that that was done deliberately, not to communicate with the representatives, because they had a method of communication. And that's what ELECAM told us during the preparations of elections. That when they send just one message, it goes to all the 31,000, 6,000 polling
electoral commissions.
Members, yeah. But how come were they not able to tell them that? And even on TV, they could watch it on news, that this particular political party dropped theirs, and what we should take into consideration that there's one thing we still have to know. The political culture in our country is very low.
Okay.
And even those who claim or who are working and managing or participating in the process, most of them are doomed.
Prof, this issue of representatives, we've heard people come out to bash, especially the opposition, that they were unable to provide representatives in all the polling units, whereas the law is clear. Yeah. So, what is your take as a political scientist? I don't want to wear your CPDM cap for now. Yeah. Let's remain at the level of the political scientist.
As a political scientist, I mean, it's the responsibility of a political party, for each contesting political party, to have its representatives in a polling station.
Responsibility. And not an obligation. And not an obligation.
Naturally, the responsibility goes with obligation, because that's what the law provides for.
Okay.
If you don't do it, not only are you violating the letter of the law, you are not you are depriving yourself of a right which is yours. It's right to have a representative in the polling station, and if you don't do it, for whatever reason, and there are several reasons that can be given, but it's important, as Mr. just said, that and it's not the first time. In many polling stations, many contesting political parties don't have their representatives. I don't want to say fail to have their representatives, but they don't have, as Mr. AKOUFOU observed. Either because of, there are different reasons, but whatever be the case, I agree with Mr. KUNGABA saying that our political culture where we are after just many years, we are just less than, what, decades in the practice of democracy, competitive democracy it is. We are still learning in the process, but what's important is that we should not condemn ourselves or destroy that which we have built so far. We have the responsibility to keep on working it, because we are all imperfect beings. What's important is that where do we want to go? What do we want to be? And according to what the law says, and the law also, you know, law as it is today was not there 30 years ago. As it is right now, it is only, I think, since 2012, the present electoral code is in place. So we shall continue to, in our efforts to achieve perfection, we shall continue to make these observations. And what's important for us as stakeholders, no matter what political party we belong to, is that let us keep making the effort and let us not resort.
Bashing not be on the president of electoral commission units that did not set up the representatives as section 56 of the electoral code states.
Yes, as you know, a polling station is really a commission, and it's a mixed commission. And sure, ELECAM has central to play because ELECAM, according to the law, is the organizer of the election and manager of the elections at the same time. So this issue of some parties not having representatives is new. Whether or not the chairman of the polling station commissions know their rights and know that this is what as the article that Barrister AMUNGWA just read says, maybe them don't even know, but the polling station chairperson is the president of that polling station, which is a mixed commission. Because the polling station law is set up in such a way that all the political parties, the administration and ELECAM are there to constitute the polling station commission. And what matters is that at the end of at the close of the polls, the law requires that everyone who was present, for the document to be legal, it must.
That's not what. Excuse me. Come back to the law, please.
Yes, Barrister.
No, Prof. I think I admire the humility of the political scientists.
But it should be by now.
No, Prof. No, Prof. But
right on, Barrister.
When it comes to the law,
yes,
it should be respected. It's not that somebody did not read this law well. The battle today is that somebody wants to use this law to benefit himself or herself. Some political parties are using the fact that the absence of other political or representative or other political party will give the presumption to the entire population that being present, the party that was present throughout or is represented, has an urge. But we are saying that, Prof, we should not interpret that law that way. We should know that there is somebody who has an assignment. And the obligation, Prof, you talked about obligation, all right. Yeah. They say it's not an obligation for a political party to provide, because there's a gap that has been filled here. And that gap says that the chairperson is incumbent on me. It is compelling.
That's why I underlined the word
unambiguous. Nobody is going to tell him what he has to do. The law pushes you. And if you fail in that, that is a man that has the obligation and the right. Yes. And he is not a man that did not provide a representative.
Because I was about to ask.
Thank you, sir.
We
want to be very clear, Prof, because the story today is that one party is using this scenario or this particular example in order to push into the minds of Cameroonians that because we have our representative or these are our papers who have done this. We are talking about. I don't want to talk about the party.
Barrister,
political.
Barrister, I was about to ask this. Now that the representatives were not set up, who then signed on behalf of the different candidates at the end of the polls?
The persons that are present have to sign. That's what the law says.
Hyncenth, can I step in?
The person present
can I step
must sign.
Can I step in? Like an observer, I equally noticed that. I told you I never wanted to get into the nitty-gritties.
Yes.
During the counting, I went around, I saw when everything was put on the board, okay, the chairman of the commission said, okay, everything is fine now. There were only two persons there, ELECAM and maybe the other person.
Okay.
The question you are posing is very correct. Because before I go ahead, Mr. KUNGABA talked about political education. There is the lack of political education in Cameroon.
Okay.
Because now we want to say the president of the commission was ignorant. You cannot be ignorant.
There's no ignorance before the law, if I'm correct.
No, sir. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
So I just want to say, there is the need for political education. Professor knows what I'm talking about. He's in charge of CPDM Academy, but apparently all political parties, there is one thing which has pricked me all this for these 2025 elections, the electoral code. Very many Cameroonians have gone back to school, the school of law. Barrister, how old can one be before he can stop going to learn law?
The electoral code is even supposed to be civics. As a matter of fact,
okay, thank you.
On the other side of the Mungo as our civic, because they call it your civic right.
Yeah.
Okay. So all political parties, because you don't even need to go to school.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you, Barrister. We move forward.
Conversant about the electoral code, about everything, about elections, about so much so that I say to myself,
okay,
what has suddenly?
Yes, try to learn, please. Let's move forward.
I cannot learn without coming back to something which Barrister said, because you posed him a very tricky question as per why is it that at every one moment the Constitutional Council would throw away their files, and he was very technical in the way he answered it. So, well, I'm not the one asking questions here, but do you permit?
No, just move on briefly, please.
Barrister, how are the legal minds? Because I threw up this question in the social media 48 hours ago. No lawyer has answered to me. How do the men of law intend to overcome, to turn the tables?
Well, anyway, we do organize elections at the bar, and we are ahead of ELECAM because we have a single ballot. And I think that we are going to, I mean, we have.
Yeah, I think I've covered 2 by-elections, and
I'm part of it, and it's a show. When you ask me that question, how do we intend to? First of all, there are certain aspects of this electoral code that we need to weed them out.
Okay.
I wouldn't understand it. Just give me 1 minute. I wouldn't understand why the Constitutional Council is bound to the fact that only the mark sheet or returning sheet of ELECAM is supposed to be their benchmark.
That's what the law says.
No, but that's why I'm criticizing the law, Prof. We do give you the opportunity to criticize it. And I'm saying that is why I'm saying that we.
No, for the moment he respects. He's talking about it.
And that's why I equally told you, don't exploit it and say it's the obligation of the party. But I'm saying that we need to amend that.
Yeah.
And we need to go
until it is amended, respect it.
That's why for the moment it is being respected. Okay.
We should not respect that, Prof.
Let's move forward.
On that, Prof.
Let's move forward, Barrister.
That all of us we can understand each other.
Barrister, let's move forward. Yes, let's move forward. We are talking about the Constitutional Council. Leonel, people have been asking me that why did OC and the SDF withdraw their petitions from the Constitutional Council days after they deposited. So maybe you help us with an explanation to that.
Thank you very much, Hyncenth. I think Cameroonians should be very, very happy today that the Social Democratic Front withdrew the petition. Yeah. Why did we withdraw the petition? When we dropped our petition, we announced it officially that we dropped the petition, and many people, especially on social media and traditional media, TV, radios, said we want elections that have been won by the opposition to be cancelled. And per the minutes that we had from the electoral polls, we already had some, tendencies of what will come out of it. And we said, instead of being the accused finger, we should not be that political party that will be tasked of helping for the opposition not to win. That's what was said. And we decided to withdraw the petition at the Constitutional Council to give room for that political party of the opposition to win, because as we earlier said, we had one and only one adversary, which is the CPDM and BIA.
Okay.
Objection.
Okay, I will come to you. Let me get to Prof.
You are not from the SDF.
Yes,
You cannot object what I'm saying.
I'm objecting a public opinion, please. I am objecting a public opinion.
Please,
No, he's
please.
not objecting.
Okay.
I am objecting a
NS
public
AKOUFOU.
opinion.
NS AKOUFOU.
I'm objecting a public opinion.
NS AKOUFOU, you just keep your objection. I will be coming to you. But let me get to Prof. All the 10 petitions, almost all were against the CPDM, Minad, Elekam. I say almost all, I didn't say all. Yeah, but then at the end of the day, the CPDM triumph. Should it be a feeling of satisfaction for your candidates and the party?
No, we respect all the parties that wrote petitions. I think that is their right, and they have the freedom to make the petition. And we were present. I happened to have been not to have represented the CPDM candidate. I was one of the mandators representing the CPDM candidate, and we appreciated all the parties that through with their petition. But at the same time, we appreciated the political parties such as the SDF and the other who considered that it was not worthwhile for them to go ahead, and they withdrew their petitions. That we need to respect everyone. And so I respect the SDF, I respect the PCRN and leaders for drawing it. They have that right to do so.
And you also respect those who deposit any petition?
And respect those who did not give any petitions, and those who went through their petitions, who were there with them. And we have to, in all objectivity, in all honesty, appreciate the fact that the Constitutional Council, which has the exclusive authority, legitimacy and legality to process these petitions, did so in their own manner and as they know how. And it is important for us to know here that in the process of these audiences, naturally, the parties that made these petitions came with their lawyers.
Of course.
And their lawyers made their cases and as they know how. And the CPDM and its lawyers did not disturb the others from making their case. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it was beyond the 11 members of the judges of the Constitutional Council to make their judgment, and they made their judgment. And we respect that judgment because we respect the institution. And some may disagree with the judgments. They are right to do so under the Constitution. But I always say to people, the tendency for us in Cameroon is maybe it's because of this deficiency in political education that some people tend to behave as if the fact that they have the right to disagree or to petition to the Constitutional Council makes them right to win. To win. And if they don't win, they consider that they have the right to condemn the Constitutional Council. Whereas,
like Barrister was saying, that no matter how you are, like a lawyer,
you cannot. The Constitutional Council is a temple. It is there. It is the law. It has the exclusive authority, legitimacy, legality, and therefore, until there is a better alternative, that alternative is not done by political parties. It's done by, because it's a question of the law and the Constitution. If you don't agree with the Constitutional Council's judgment, as you have the right not to agree. But that some lawyers put themselves in a position of questioning the competence of the Constitutional Council, and even to the extent of trying to redefine the role of the Constitutional Council. That's an error. You cannot do that.
Barrister, I will come to you to clarify us maybe on the law. Yes, on the law, but let me take the observation of NS AKOUFOU, because he has been itching since after
that observation, you see, when my dear brother, Mr. KUNGABA, begins to, well, I don't know whether that is the official position of the Social Democratic Front, but I want to say this. Their case was brought up at the Constitutional Council the other day. True or false?
It was brought up just like that of Cabral.
First count, second count. He is saying that after they deposited their petition, the talks from social media and traditional media told them that they want to eliminate an opposition candidate that will win elections. Before you deposited, did you contact them? Second count, third count, third count. The third it's not a ping pong. It's not a ping pong thing.
Please, it's not.
It's not a ping pong thing.
Yes. Try to learn, Mr. AKOUFOU.
The third one is, you see, when you always get to take the wrong decision, the consequences are always devastating.
Yes, you have to go wrong decision.
It was a wrong decision, and that's not the first time they're taking a wrong decision.
Our petition?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Barrister.
That is your opinion.
I've got a point of law to rebut some.
Yes, just clarify.
Try to clarify, Prof. You made a case against the lawyers, but I wouldn't bother about that. We have important observation. No problem. Barrister. No, take it as my language. Maybe it's a bit troublesome, but Prof, let me come back. When you read sections 113, conjunctively with sections 137,
Yes.
Prof, I want us to be very attentive. Sections 113, conjunctively with sections 137.
That's right.
In the mind of the legislator, in the mind of the person that designed this law, in the mind of the people that we borrowed this from them, because delegations went out of this country to get material to build up what we call this code.
The electoral code, yeah.
It's derived from different studies.
But it's a Cameroonian code.
No, please.
It's not an international
Allow
code.
me to learn, Prof.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that if you get something from America that is good, you domesticate it. It's still Cameroon. But I'm saying something, Prof. Allow me to get there. I'm talking law. You're talking political science.
Move on, Barrister.
I'm saying that. What does sections 113 says?
Yeah.
Sections 113 says, with your permission, once counting is over, the results obtained in each polling station shall be proclaimed. I go back now to sections 137. The Constitutional Council shall adopt and proclaim the results of the presidential election within no more than 15 days of the close of the poll.
Yeah.
Let me come to tell you. Sections 113 is announcing that the tally, the public counting,
which every electorate has.
Every electorate participated as a witness, and he cast his vote. He stood there, they counted. And going back to 56, if the manager or the chairperson of that polling station had included everybody to get a full commission, it means the role of the Constitutional Council is to adopt and to proclaim those results that were obtained at the polling station.
Untouched.
No, excuse me, sorry, sir.
Untouched.
I say this is the spirit and this is the intention of those. And for our brothers who are politicians, they want to read it inside out and outside in order to frustrate Cameroonians. In order to tell Cameroonians that they don't have the right to say that at this polling station, the results that I had, and this is where we are today. This is where we are today. And
I'm coming to you, Lionel. I'm coming to you.
Few seconds.
I'm coming to you, Lionel.
To add some water there.
Yes.
Please. The law says that the tally sheet, the minute leaves the polling station to the divisional commission.
Yes.
And each divisional commission is headed by a judge of the court of first instance of that commission. During the compilation of these results, Hyncenth, I have participated in such commissions not once. This is my third time. And what I saw there is something else this year. You cannot come in front of a judge, someone who is there to compile the result. When you say compilation, what's the meaning of compilation?
Means that you're adding up.
Putting together.
Making
sure that what comes is unanimous.
You're doing what we call in the
so
primary
that you
school
send for adoption at the you send for adoption at the Constitutional Council. Man, we brought up minutes which were different from that of Elekam. And the president openly told us, it is not my rule to know which of the two is okay. Yeah. I just have to compile and send in front. When you go to the Constitutional Council, the Constitutional Council tells you, you people compile this result at the divisional level. You ought to sort it there. Why did you not handle it there?
Okay, thank you.
So before, I was coming back there because...
Yeah.
No, Prof.
Just try to learn.
I'm learning, no, Prof.
Just try to learn, Barrister.
When are you in your Congress?
Barrister, just...
spoken after you, after him, should be someone else.
Prof, I will give you time.
Prof, don't frustrate me, Prof.
Barrister, in less than 1 minute, Barrister, try to learn.
He took my minutes, Prof. And I'm gentle to give it, Prof.
I'm coming to you.
I pleaded for it.
I'm coming to you, Prof.
Part of my time. Are you wasting your time, Prof?
We are rather wasting time. In less than a minute, please try to learn.
Yes, in less than a minute. I was coming there to say something. That the legislator is not as naive as politicians think.
He's not as naive, and politicians are not naive.
That should be what the politicians are passing out to the public today is not within the spirit of this law.
Okay.
They are passing it otherwise in order to benefit.
Okay.
And if the judges come in, a judge is supposed to, the Constitutional Council should know that if a judge participates in a procedure, and that's why he has to adopt and proclaim.
All right, let me speak
so
as
he
a
doesn't
political...
have anything to be talking about this.
All right,
thank you so much,
Let me
Prof.
speak, and please listen as a political scientist.
Prof, let me come.
You keep on talking about politicians. I don't know who you are referring to. You are just a lawyer. You are a lawyer, not so.
Yeah, I said politicians.
All right, listen to a political scientist.
Politicians too.
Listen to a political scientist.
Barrister, just listen.
You just spoke as a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Let a political scientist speak now.
Thank you, sir.
And you listen.
Thank you, sir.
Don't confuse a political scientist and a politician.
Okay.
No,
there are two different things.
He's a politician, sir. I did not let you as a politician, Prof.
Barrister,
let me respond to you.
Yes, Prof, right on,
You
please.
Quoted two articles.
Yes. Section 113
Section 113 and Section 137.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Section 113 in English uses the word shall be proclaimed. Read that section in French because we're a bilingual country.
Okay.
And I'm very glad that Ms. AKOUFOU is into bilingualism. In French, the translation should not be proclaimed because proclamation is a solemn event. It's sacred. Read it in French.
Are you saying
the word in French is rendu public.
Okay, are you...
Rendu public.
Prof...
It's not translated into English proclamation.
Prof, are we saying
That's the first comment I want to make.
Prof, please... Should that be? Should that be?
Read it into French.
Should that be the problem of? Please,
let's read the French version.
Please,
No,
Barrister, please.
We're in a bilingual country.
Prof,
you can read it. It's here.
Prof,
I'm saying
you have it there too.
No, I'm not reading the French.
No, but you should.
I'm not reading it.
Prof, should that be the problem?
I'm reading English.
Barrister, please. Prof, should that be the problem of an English Cameroonian who understands the word proclaimed?
No, it should be a problem because
problem to the electorate or problem to those in charge of the electoral.
It is the way it's written. In French, it's rend public. Article 113 is rend public. That is the phrase.
Yes.
But in English, it is shall be proclaimed.
Good.
But I'm saying that rend public is not in a translation to be the same as proclamation. It is not.
Okay.
It is not. Made public. Thank you. Now we are talking the same language.
Published.
Listen to him.
No.
He's made public. It's not proclamation.
What I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We have been dying. No,
please,
I'm not calling.
Please,
I want to take a moment.
we are rather wasting time, Leonel. We are rather wasting time.
Let me finish. Let me finish because he cited another section.
Yes.
He cited Section 137.
Yes.
You are a lawyer. Section 137 gives the exclusive authority, legitimate and legal, to the Constitutional Council to adopt and proclaim.
Yes.
The word adopt.
Two things.
It is arrêter et proclamer.
Adopt.
In French.
Correct.
Adopt and proclaim.
Yeah.
It does not give that authority to the head of the leader of a political party nor a candidate in an election. Does it?
Adopt.
Adopt and proclaim.
Okay.
We are speaking English.
Okay, Prof. Okay, please. We have to move forward, Barrister. Barrister, we have barely 10 minutes left. We have barely 10 minutes left. I want us to coordinate ourselves and then manage it.
It's not the same as rend public.
Adopted.
Prof.
You're adopting one.
Prof.
And thirdly, let me answer him because he's a lawyer.
Yes.
I'm answering him that no matter how much you disagree with the Constitutional Council, you as a lawyer, not to talk of you, the head of a political party or candidate of a political party, you cannot be in the place of a member of the Constitutional Council or the Constitution, because the Constitutional Council is a legal, legitimate constitutional organ.
Okay, thank you so
institution.
much. Okay,
you are an association.
Barrister, please. Barrister,
you
please.
are an association.
Barrister, please.
You are not
Barrister, we don't have time. Prof, I want to underline this.
Yes.
Based on your observation, I want to underline that you have identified a problem with the
translation.
With section 133 of the Electoral Code.
In English and
which may
and he
not,
just said it right.
Or which is not accurately translated. So those of the English-speaking expressions will interpret it differently, will proclaim, and then those of the French-speaking expressions will run public. Okay, Lionel, I will come to you. We have to move forward. Lionel, what is your take on the already agitations and manifestations we already have across the country? We are looking forward to Monday, but we already see a lot of agitations. Please.
I think Cameroonians went to the poll on the 12th of October 2025. And I'm sure these Cameroonians went into the booths, chose their candidate, and elected that candidate. Let the institutions that are in charge of adopting and proclaiming results proclaim what came out of the ballot. Because
what was made public or what was proclaimed?
Yes.
As per the law.
Because as I said,
yes.
a lot of irregularities have been brought up from the beginning to the end, right up to the commissions, the divisional commissions. And most of these irregularities are based on some of the contradictions that are in the Electoral Code. I'm very happy that Prof today agrees with me that there is a necessity to modify this Electoral Code, to revise this Electoral Code as soon as possible. Because just this phrase in Article 113 and 37, you see, it shows how fragile and how manipulative this Electoral Code is. And that's how it is. Most of the members of the Constitutional Council use the French language. And the language that is being used by the lawyers there is the French language. The language, this intends and this makes us to understand that this code, the original version, is in English.
That's correct.
They translated it.
Very right.
They translated it.
Correct.
Because no human being will accept that his result in his police station should be go and adopted elsewhere. Those who were not in that police station should go and adopt it for him.
Okay. Ernest AKOUFOU, we saw last week we saw agitations in Douala, Chang, Limbe. This week, right in Yaoundé, there were agitations, manifestations. Ngaoundere yesterday, people were on the streets. Now, we are looking forward to Monday. The signs are not very friendly.
Hyncenth, there is a lot of electricity in the air. And we must know that presidential elections are the topmost job of every nation. And it is not given to every Tom, Dick, Harry to be the president of the republic. If the agitations are coming and they call for peace, which is almost on every lip, it means that there is something wrong. This is the first time in, may I say 43 years, which we are hearing the word peace, 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 peace. Why peace today?
Prof and his colleagues have become peaceful.
Excuse me, Lionel. Why peace today? I want to say there can never be peace without justice. Okay. There are elements of peace when there is no justice, when the level, the field is not level, when there is hatred, when there is no equity, when there is animosity, there is forced to be the lack of peace. It's not like I want to propagate here that there shouldn't be peace. No. There must be peace. There must be peace. And for peace to exist, there are some elements which must accompany it, and the very first one is justice. Okay. Justice breeds peace.
Okay, thank you so much. Gentlemen, we shall come back to conclude, but I want us to see what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire. They are also heading to the polls today to elect their new president. We shall get to Alain Justin Kanga, our special envoy, who is in Ivory Coast, to give us the update of what has been happening since morning. Maybe before I come to you, let me get to Prof. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you.
Barrister is always getting to the court.
I have it here too.
But it's not reading the same code.
Oh, well.
Okay. I'm reading in English.
Okay.
But it's the same code.
We've seen the top government officials this time around deployed to different regions to preach the message of peace. Now, we are looking at a situation where, do you think those missions are going to yield fruits?
Yes, I think they're going to yield fruit because it's not only, as you said, it's not only government officials. We see that...
we have seen MPs as well.
MPs,
traditional rulers,
civil society,
yes,
traditional rulers, and others, stakeholders, are making the effort to church leaders are making the effort to remind us of our responsibilities, our common responsibilities as citizens of this republic to preserve the supreme stake. And the supreme stake goes beyond the election as to with regard to who wins and who loses. The supreme stake is the unity, the stability, the peace and the future and our living together of our nation. That is the supreme stake. And so beyond who wins and who loses, which we will know on Monday, there is something that binds us, which is much higher than this micro state. And I think I'm very glad and appreciate those leaders who in their own right or either as a matter of with their sense of mission are going about trying to remind all of us, because we shouldn't forget that there was the Cameroon since 65 years.
Okay.
And that there will be a Cameroon, and there has to be a Cameroon after this election for a future beyond time.
Okay.
And that is what we should all work on. During our time, let us do our best to preserve that supreme stake, and which is the essential,
okay,
and not drown ourselves into the small interest of
okay,
I win, you lose. Because at the end of the day, all of us are winners, or all of us
are losers.
We all belong to this country.
Thank you so much.
That's why I appreciate all the political parties. In fact, it's an opportunity to show gratitude to the millions of Cameroonians who voted.
Okay.
Because they have contributed. But by voting, you are building the nation. You are building the future. And so the fact that we have said there was this hitch here and there, or there was this problem here and there, does not make us any less noble, or
okay,
and does not make the process any less glorious.
Okay.
No. We took part in it, and we should all be proud of it and keep on working at it, and we shall get there.
Thank you so much. Barrister, we are moving now. What should be the perfect solution now for the much needed peace that we are talking about in this country?
The perfect solution to it is that politicians should not be deceiving Cameroonians.
Okay.
We should respect our institutions and let those, because we are predicating an action against the elite, the political elite of the Northwest and the Southwest region. And rigging of elections, the Penal Code 2 handles that. The moment will come, because the elite of the Northwest and the Southwest region have passed their times deceiving Yaoundé. And today we are understanding where they took us to and who they represent.
Okay.
They represent the stuffing of ballots. And let me come back. There are some other people that hold theories. Some people are saying that power must go to some other quarter. So power must. I equally talk like somebody that comes from a part of this territory, from the part of Cameroon, that came even with their own territory. We could equally admire it today. So this race, it shouldn't be a race of people getting back their power, or some people have the right to the power more than others. And then, but we are not preaching peace, by the way. But we are saying that the rule of the regime, the hammer rule, everything that you see is a nail you hit. The regime should allow the institution to function. It's not a minister to say that they should arrest somebody. The state council can auto, he can suo moto, decide that they arrest a candidate who is a danger to the country. It is not a politician who comes out of his own and is a member of a party claiming that they should arrest somebody.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barrister. We have over 500 messages, but we take, let's at least take one. Good afternoon to you guys in the studio, sir. One thing is at stake. The result at the disposal of the Constitutional Council should be the result that left the polling units. That is coming from Winka Edwin from Fumbot. Lionel, in less than a minute, please. What is the common assignment for us as Cameroonians now?
The common assignment as Cameroonians is that we have to preserve our common heritage, which is the nation. And those who have been trying to use this country as their business capital should know that a country is not used as a business capital. I want to thank the CPDM for bringing back more than 6,000 people in my village in Balinyonga, for bringing back
to the ballot box,
for bringing back more than 15,000 people in Du. So people have